Hey, it's Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm, and I wanted to take a minute or two to tell you the difference between the workers' comp insurance adjuster and the case nurse who's involved both in the workers' compensation case. A workers' compensation claim begins when someone gets hurt on the job. Then the claim, which after it's been put on notice to the employer then tells the insurance company, and then an adjuster at an insurance company, who is typically going to be out of state most of the time, is going to be assigned with that case or that claim. The injured worker and the insurance company, they never meet in person. They may have some phone calls from time to time, but it's the adjuster's responsibility to oversee the claim. They make decisions either by themselves or in conjunction with their management at the insurance company or in conjunction with the employer's ownership or management about decisions in the claim. This is not a person you'll ever meet in person most of the time. That person, usually once you hire an attorney, will then communicate with your attorney. You won't speak with them. The only time typically that you, the injured worker, will speak with the insurance adjuster is at the beginning of the claim. They'll try to interview you. Sometimes they actually do need that interview in order to get some basic information, but it's our approach or our position is a lot of times they're fishing for information. They want to expand the information that they need so they can find justification to deny the claim. That's why we always advise that you get to an attorney early on. Anyway, that's who the insurance adjuster is. The case nurse is a person who you probably will meet. Sometimes they meet them in person for the very first time, or you may get a letter. But the case nurse also is hired by the insurance company, the same insurance company, typically by the adjuster, to oversee the medical aspects of the case. And what I mean by that is the case nurse, who will come across as being very sweet, very kind, and 99.9% of them are doing an awesome job for the client, the injured worker, my client. But some are a little rogue, and we can go into that into another video in another time. Actually, we have them here on our channel. But the case nurse is not to be confused with the adjuster. The case nurse is the person who is going to probably show up at your doctor's visits, and we always advise that they stay out of the room when you're in there with the doctor. Some of our clients have very good relationships with their case nurse because they do provide a good service. They help get the appointments set up. They help move the management of the medical aspects of the case along. However, please know that sometimes they also put the medical appointments based on their own schedule, and that could conflict with the worker and their work schedule or what's convenient for them. Again, that's why an attorney is needed to help smooth some of those things over, because sometimes the case nurse becomes a little pushy and gets a little attitude, and we have to step in and smooth those things so that this aspect, while it's already a stressful situation, doesn't become worse. The case nurse, to be clear, is typically going to be an actual nurse, a trained medical nurse. They're going to show up at the appointments. Sometimes they work wonderfully, and they do their job and they help push the case forward. Others can have their own agenda for whatever reasons, and it becomes a conflict. But the case nurse is typically going to be very nice to you. But again, if you have an attorney, let the attorney communicate with them. We set up parameters, we set up guidelines, we send them a letter. But the case nurse and the workers' comp insurance adjuster are two different people. They may have a similar company that employs them, pays them, and works on your same case, but they're not the same person. If you have questions or concerns about that, just give us a call. We can explain further. 205-930-6900, nomberglaw.com. That's our website. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.